All right, I'm bringing the finance meeting to order for August of 2026. Could I have a motion to approve the, we already did the minutes of the last meeting. We don't have to. We're going to go right into the Ohio Risk Assessment Plan contract, which you all have a copy of. I don't know if you brought it or not. I did not make copies. I want to talk to Andy a little bit about where we are with it. I know that we had some issues. Have we gotten back with Mr. Henneke?
No, we have not totally completed all of the list. However, we've made a pretty significant dent in it, so that's good. So most of the playground, for example, is remediated at this point, and we're starting to address some of the other aspects on that list. However, as you guys know, it's recommended that council take training, and I don't believe that that's occurred yet.
Okay, I'm still halfway done with my training. I will finish it next week.
Okay?
My recommendation is the rest of council, bless you,
God bless you.
get started on theirs. But I think what we want to do, we want to move ahead. Courtney has to leave. She has some
I
she has to
apologize.
do.
Funeral to
So
go
we're going
to.
to go ahead and turn it over to Courtney and let her get some things done so she can be dismissed.
Yeah, sorry, I have a funeral
No,
at 10
don't be
o'clock
sorry.
in Columbus, so. Okay, so what I have here, as far as, obviously our payroll, I know this happens at the end of the meeting, if I could go ahead and address it now and submit some of this stuff to you guys so I can get some
Okey-doke.
signatures. So that's the reason why I'm standing up, is those payroll.
Better put my glasses on.
You're right. Okay, and then while she's doing that and I'm passing some things around, I think we talked about audit a little bit already at the council
Go right
meeting.
ahead.
So I have left that with the mayor, again, procedurally, maybe I should talk into the microphone. Procedurally, it sounds like it's just, policies that council needs to submit. So with my tenure leaving here, I do want to make sure that, everybody will get a copy of this. The mayor has taken on that role to make sure that everybody gets that. I did want to address it in the council meeting because I know I wasn't going to be able to address it any other time. But again, adding people to the president pro tem to the banks. What were some of the other ones? Having stronger passwords, having better backup plans, all that's just procedural, right? All the adjustments have been taken care of, like moving it from item to item. I met with the auditor, I think Monday, Tuesday. We already did that, so there's no adjustments that are needed to be done. Everything's been taken care of. And again, that's just procedurally moving it from one line item to another. Again, as I transition, I have been speaking with the mayor and making sure that things get taken care of, invoices and bills and things like that. So, again, as we transitioned some of those job duties to him.
I have a big old folder on my desk of all kinds of stuff in it.
Yeah. So, again, sorry that I have to leave so quickly, but again, this is payroll. I will.
Okay.
Yes, I will. Yep.
Thanks,
I just
hon.
need one more thing. Thank you for
Yes.
sending that in.
You're welcome, you're welcome. Okay, so the next thing I have, and I'm gonna try and talk into this if they can't hear me. Okay, so the next thing I have is checks. Again, this is for tire repairs. This again is for meter installation here at Town Hall, and you can just put them right there, and I'll throw them over here. Let's see.
Has a signatures.
Yeah, I think it's on the set, I think that was a 2-1. And some of these, as remember when we had them, at our, I think it was 2 meetings ago, some of them, I didn't look through to make sure that they have, so some of these you guys will have to, make sure. Okay, so this is audit charge, again, for our recent audit. This is, testing for the water and sewer.
So this was only the actual amount versus what you.
Well, this is the first one, we're probably gonna get another one here, probably next week.
Okay.
Yep. And it came out about 20,000, so it was about right. And then here was phone services. These were supplies for the water. And what I did is I went ahead and asked the operators if they needed any additional supplies to, let me know ahead of time so that they wouldn't be, without that. Let's see. And there was a leak down at the sewer plant, so I had Masters Plumbing come in and take care of that. This is for the temporary restrooms that we reallocated for right here. And this is, our blanket certificates had expired, so this is the next one.
When do those expire again?
3 months.
3 months.
Yep. And that's just a regular.
Couldn't remember if it was 3 or 6, so yeah, okay, so every quarter we have to do one. Okay,
pH sensor needed at the water plant. Chemicals, as always. Again, these are some hitch pins and some washers and pins for the mowers down at Ag Pro.
which by the way, were expensive,
Sprayers at Dwyer's.
which were expensive for ridiculously
Yeah.
no reason.
Clarifier at the sewer plant. And then supplies for the clarifier. This one was already in the budget, so
Mhm,
just so
yeah.
you guys know. And these two as well. This one was a check that was sent out. Of course, postage as needed. Electricity. This is another one. And this is Opers. Primer bulbs, there, and just so you guys know, so Dwyer's, sometimes they do have those unusual items that we do need, that we can't get here locally, so you might see some Dwyer stuff on there that, you know, that
Well,
we
they
had to
have a
have
bigger
ordered.
inventory there in London anyway.
This one, Courtney, just anywhere?
Yeah, just right over here.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and the same on this one, that's kind of the same. Okay, and then electricity. Legal services, of course, Frost, Brown, and Todd, because remember, you guys have, choice one for the subdivision. So I did break up some of the monies that were for, you know, Frost Brown, he had at 20,000, so I just split it in half.
Makes sense.
To do partial and partial. Okay, stamps. Chlorine chemicals. Again, this is your choice one engineering, you guys approved their contract already. And again, some of these, because they expired, the blankets expired, so some of these you know that you've signed already, but
Right.
again, because they expire, they're blankets.
They're 6 months, right?
Mhm. Or, no, well, 3 months. Super blankets are for the entire year.
Okay.
Yeah. Filters for the water plant. We did save some money on that as far as the RO systems.
Mhm.
I had Daniel does really good, the operator there, on, you know, cost savings. So it was recommended that we get some filters, and they were recommending to get 40 of them, and he says, no, I don't think so. He cleaned some of them out so that they could be reused, so that was a big cost savings too on the Allied. Okay, this is a tire repair. This bearings, this was in budget as
Mhm.
well.
Yep, That's for the mower.
construction. And this one is a then and now on this one. I just want to be clear on this microcom. So this microcom, we had contacted, this is a
Mi-
then and now,
Microcom is our vendor that handles the sewer and water
and
plant.
then here's Opers. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and give these to you guys.
Okay.
And then if you can put those in my door, whoever, when you're finished with them. Or actually, if you want to take them back to your office, Andy.
Yeah, just give them to me, I'll hold on to them.
Please. And then, if you could have that, and I apologize, guys, that I have to be.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Take
yeah.
care.
All right.
I
Be
know,
safe.
And then Andy, these are payroll, I'll just throw those in my
Ye-
office.
Oh, okay,
They're
sure.
fine. Okay. And I'm gonna put, Courtney exited,
Oh, these are just one page, right?
yeah,
There's one that's 2-page, but I tried to separate it.
yeah,
so
she
you can see
folded it,
okay.
okay? All right, so my apologies. Here's my notes that I had taken here, and then,
You're fine.
okay, any questions on those?
He pretty well explained to him, there.
Thank you.
Okay,
Be careful on your
So I
journey, it's pouring
apologize.
down rain up that way.
okay, all right, thank you.
Take care.
Thanks. And then Andy, you know how to shut the recording.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
yep.
This is for you, buddy.
second page.
No, I was looking to clerk.
Okay.
Bathrooms are expensive.
I need to, like President Biden, have a stamper.
It's gonna get crazy, can't they?
I read about what he used to do.
Yeah. It's for the audit stuff. Crazy amount of money.
Okay. Quite a few.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm up here to Andy.
yeah. There you go.
Just go ahead and I'll run this one real quick.
Okay,
There you go, Mayor. Got them all up here, sir.
all right, so back to the Ohio Risk Assessment Plan. So you say that part of it's remedied, all of it is not, so moving,
Well, just remember that it was always going to take a pretty significant, amount of effort to do that. So we've made a pretty darn good dent in it, and I expect it to be finished, here in August or September. I mean, the stuff that's remaining is not exactly hazardous, so they're just odds and ends, to be honest with you. So we've remediated all of the highest issues that were identified, so that's good.
okay, so the two swings are down.
Yep, actually more than that, but yes.
Okay, thank you, but we do need to get back to Mr. Henneke and let him know where we are.
Yes, I understand that, and
Okay.
As
As
I
a
have an
courtesy.
email that I need to respond to directly to him, so I will take care of that.
Okay, thank you. And the other part to that is the liability contract. I didn't bring a copy in with me. Do you have the contract? I know you've been working on
I'm
it.
sorry, I did not bring any today, no, I don't have that with me.
Is
but-
it, but we talked about it, and it's gonna be basically the same contract as what we use for tournaments at the ball field.
Correct.
And
That
you've
is-
tweaked that some.
Not really, because it already had all of the provisions that were required in there. I don't know how Mr. Henneke didn't see that before, but we use that as our default whenever we have groups using public spaces,
Okay,
particularly at the park.
okay, so to the best of my knowledge, we're going to bring that to the next council meeting for approval.
Sure, I think it's already been approved a long time ago, that it just needs to be used for its purpose.
Okay,
So-
so we don't need council approval to move forward to use that?
Not that I'm aware of, I mean, we did it like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So we'll give it to whatever organization needs it, and then they need to sign it off in return, and we accept it.
And they need to show proof of insurance,
That would be the goal,
and then their food truck.
among other things.
Okay, and then I just want to clarify that they need to show proof of insurance on their event, and they need to make sure that their food trucks are registered with West Jefferson.
That's up to you guys, that's not a me call.
That's what the Ohio Risk Insurance Plan requires. So I want to be clear before we move forward that we don't need council approval for that, but that's our expectation.
That, the food trucks, you'll have to address at a council level. That's not,
That's in the plan.
that is a recommendation in the plan, yes. But again, that's a council level approval. That's not me.
So why would that be in the plan and the contract be in the plan, but only one of them need approval from council? I thought the whole thing
Because the
needed-
contract has been approved 2 years ago, so it's already done. The organization that needs to use it needs to have a copy of it, fill it out, and return it to us.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all that Mr. Hankey's asking, is basically use contracts. We have one, we're going to use it, they're gonna return it, we're good to go. As far as the food trucks go, that's you guys. A decision needs to be made as to how that applies. That's not me. I will take care of getting a copy of the contract to whatever group and organization needs it. It's not a big deal.
So we'll bring that to council. The insurance is in the contract, so they have to have the insurance, that we don't have to take that to council.
No, we don't have to take that council. That's been approved 2 years ago.
Okay, so, but we haven't enforced it.
We have enforced it because all of the people who use the park use this
We're not
contract.
talking about the park.
I understand that, but this is already in existence. This contract is in existence. It has been primarily used in the park. If we want it to be used for other things, it sounds like we do, we'll just give it to the other groups who need to use it, and they can fill it out and return it. It's not a
Okay.
problem.
So Barbary Wallace is having a car show, I believe, soon.
Okay?
So we need to give her the contract, and she has to have insurance on that. Is that correct?
According to the contract, yes.
Okay. Okay.
So she fills it out and returns it. It's not a big deal.
26th of September. then I'll have-
26th of September, and so she will be required to have insurance, and then we have to go to council see, that's what really confuses me. It's all in the risk assessment. So I don't know why it all wouldn't be
He
covered.
didn't understand that we already have this contract in place. He was unclear about that. He didn't ask and didn't receive it. We already do. He missed that part. That box can be checked. That is not a big deal. What is simply needing to have happen is that the organizations that need to use the public space can fill it out and return it. That's it.
Okay.
It's a low bar to do.
Okay. Okay, Becky, did you have a question?
I was just gonna interject a couple of things. As far as Barbie's event, we have, the Mount Sterling Community Association has taken upon ourselves and bought that insurance for that event. So if Andy gets me the contract, I'll get it filled out and I'll attach a copy of our insurance.
Okay.
And, yeah, in this risk assessment, as Andy was saying, it really has nothing to do with food trucks. Food trucks would go back to our ordinance on food trucks, and that's where people come in and ask, and we say yes or no if they can be waived. If they don't ask, then they have to jump through the hoops that we made with that resolution a while back. So, but that event is already covered for that, as well as Christmas in the Village. But as far as Christmas in the Village as well, I'll take another one, Andy, and then I'll get that filled out, attach the contract for that, or I mean, the insurance for that. Okay. Yeah, so that was basically all I really had to comment on that, is we are handling the insurance for that event.
Okay. Okay.
And I also did notice in Q&A, I read in a Q&A you were having with the insurance company that community parades are not an issue. The village simply has to call the insurance company and let them know when those are happening, and our insurance covers those. So I did notice that in the Q&A, so
In the Q&A between,
I believe it was between you and the insurance guy. It was an email thread. and-
I'll find it.
Yeah, and he had said that things such as trick or treat and community parades are all covered by the village. All we have to do is let them know that we have insurance. I mean, that we have a date, and then they will just, note that on our policy or whatever, however they do it.
I'll look at my emails, and if I can't find that, I'll get back with
Yeah.
you. If you can just send that to me, that would be wonderful. Okay, any other questions on the, and you're gonna email Greg or Mr. Henneke?
Yep.
Okay. So audit results. I'm sorry, rate study. Rate study. Do we have any questions on the rate study? I know a lot of people are anxious, prematurely so. We haven't even discussed it at council. We don't know what we're gonna do yet. I think it's fair to say the rates are gonna have to be raised.
I know Joyce, a lot of the citizens have been calling me up, or I see them uptown.
Right.
They afraid we're just gonna make a great big jump, and it's worrying them, you know what?
Well, according to, I am so sorry, according to, the, professionals that did the rate study, they seem to think they have given their professional opinion on what we need to do. Now it's up to council to determine what we need to do. Do we have to have a work session on that?
You can if you wish.
Well, how else are we gonna determine it? I mean, I would think we would have a work session on it. So,
I mean, first of all, there's no immediate urgency to do this, so I just want to get that out there, that there's no, there's, in my mind, there's not an immediate rush to the exits here. The request came out of the Water Committee, and for a rate study on how much, you know, the system costs to run and what the overall rates are looking like right now. And so over time, we have the option to address some of these things. There is no, in my mind, it will need to be addressed at some point, but there's no rush to the exits.
so you don't think it needs to be done before we finish budget?
I think that is a conversation that council needs to have. It doesn't need to be done with this, to me, in my mind, in a special work session at the, you know, like next week or something like
I
that.
agree.
Yeah,
I know Becky
that
chairs
doesn't need to, that does not
Becky
need to
chairs
occur.
the water meeting.
It needs to be done in the broader context, it needs to be done in the broader context of what the budget is looking like. I think you'll very quickly see when we start doing the budget, what it looks like when it's coming together.
Mayor, here's one thing too, should the water committee, Becky, like you said, that we should discuss it, you think, so?
We'll discuss it there too.
Yeah.
I mean, and anything that needs to be discussed now, I mean, I don't think it's a given that the water rates are gonna go up this next year. I mean, we already have the 5% automatic increase, and I know what the professionals recommended, but, you know, I agree there needs to be a lot of consideration done about it and see if there's alternatives, and as far as, you know, the public, and we're the consumers too of the water, and it would scare us if we just heard the initial recommendations. And, you know, there is a long process, and council hasn't discussed it, but, you know, for the public, you saw how they reacted that one day. They're scared and they're worried. So I just think, like Andy said, it's not a super rush now. We just need to assure them that we're gonna do it all above boards, and they'll have plenty of opportunities if and when we raise the rates to, you know, comment and ask questions. And maybe we can figure out a way not to increase them more than, you know, so, you know, I'm happy to have discussion about it anytime and offer solutions, you know, anytime we're ready. But yeah, it will be discussed at the water as well.
My concern too is so many big families that have talked to me to have so many children and stuff, so I think we need to, I agree.
Well, I agree with that they think that would be at the water committee level, but as a finance committee, I think we need to look very hard at making sure that whatever we do, we don't borrow.
Yeah,
from
I
saving,
think
or we
a
don't-
lot
we
of this
don't
is,
take from savings.
until we take a look at what the fiscal year 2027 budget looks like, I think a lot of this will come into sharp relief once
Right.
that's in, you know,
Right.
starts taking shape. You're going to have to plug holes someplace.
Right,
And so,
Right.
that's just,
So-
look, I just, to set everyone's expectation, it's going to be a tough budget year. Molly Bear is closed.
They're
And so a
gone.
major employer that we had at the beginning of the year is no longer here.
Right.
They're not paying payroll taxes. They're not, you know, we're not getting the benefit of water usage there. We're not getting a lot of that. And so the budget is going to be a tough sell this year. I'm sorry. We've been talking about this ever since Molly Bear announced that they were closing. And I believe I made my mention to council that I felt like it was going to be a significant hit, and we're going to have to figure out how to do that. There is not going to be a lot of fund money to pass around next year. That's just not the way it's going to work.
Right.
That looms
Question
big.
about budget.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Courtney leaves today. Will we have, if we don't have our hired, I know we had talked initially about trying to start the budget in September-ish.
We will be.
Okay. If we don't have our hired person yet, will we have one of the traveling ones to walk us through the budget, or will that be something you're doing?
All that is an option, and yes, probably some interim solution, yeah. But just for everyone here today, we have to have a budget by December 1st,
We do.
right? So the process has to end no later than December 1st.
As far as.
So
past
however we do that, however it happens, it has to be to the county by December 1st.
And.
So
and-
we
And you need
we will
6
make
weeks.
a budget occur, even if we just put last year's in place all over again.
Well-
I mean, that's the worstest of worst case scenarios.
Courtney is forwarding me the shell, and I'm going to start plugging in numbers.
Yeah.
And I know, and she's going to give me the percentages, I've been through this before, as to the percentages of how she always, there's always a percentage where you automatically increase from year over year, and that's where I'm going to start. Everything will be transparent, we'll be doing a work session, we'll all go over it together.
We always do, yeah.
Yeah, nothing's changed. The budget will get done in a timely manner, and it will be starting, I'm gonna start it before September. There's no reason to wait till September. I'll have the numbers ready, and I'll be going over them with you.
Okay, I mean,
And
all
finance.
that's fine. Typically, we try to have a work
everything-
session in
Yeah,
mid to late September, early October,
done.
and then get her done, because
Right.
it has to be voted on 3 times.
It will be.
We don't do this emergency style, so we do it always 3 times, so the budget for the next fiscal year is approved.
Right,
It's all televised, so I mean,
Right.
it's
but for,
it's a lot of it, I think, that people will find very, very boring and just
Always.
real transactional and just plugging stuff into a spreadsheet, and that's ironically enough how the sausage is made.
it's how it
so,
is.
yeah.
It's how it's
That's a
made.
true description there,
That is
Mayor.
exactly right.
And of course, all that's available to anyone who wants to
It
look at it.
always is.
Right, so,
Any questions, anytime are welcome.
yeah.
And just so the residents know, you'll know every decision as it's being made. You'll see it. It's transparent. It'll be on camera. Nothing's being done behind closed doors. All decisions are out here. That's about all we can say. No one knows what's going to happen. I wouldn't sweat the water rates. Becky's going to have it on in her water committee meetings. We'll have a work session. We don't know what the expectation's going to be. If they go up, I don't know what to tell you to anticipate. We'll do everything we can to keep it as low as possible if it happens, as always. So we've been pretty fair all along with only 5%. And I don't think I would expect anything outrageous from this council. We've never done anything outrageous before, so I wouldn't expect it now. So,
Well, we've done some outrageous things as far as the water, but we were forced when we had to add
well, under fiscal
$50.
emergency,
Right,
and
right.
that was administrations ago. That has not been this
I
council.
know, but people are still very leery, and the biggest question.
Justifiably so, but that has not been this council. That's what I'm trying to stress. So, that being said, if there is nothing else, if there's nothing else for the rate study or the assessment plan, I don't have anything else. Meeting adjourned.
No, we've already signed bills, so that's the main objective
Oh,
here this
wait.
morning.
We said at this meeting, because, everybody's wish lists were gonna start trickling in.
Okay.
And last meeting, a month ago, not this week.
Okay.
I had started to say there were a lot of things I would like to see addressed, as far as like my wish list for, things in the budget, and I just kind of mentioned a few, but I think the town hall repairs are, this entryway, there's tiles in the ceilings that are falling out, this flooring here is bulging, and people almost fall outside of the building, there's a big piece of metal that's fell off that needs addressed and looked at before it causes worse damage in the roof.
Do you have a list that you just want to give us?
I do, but yeah, that's fine, I can just do that, but
I mean, some of
at
those,
the
some of,
last
to be
month-
honest with you, some of those are already addressed, are in the process of being addressed, and they were fiscal year 2026 things, so, that's just, if you, a lot of them are just work orders, so if you just have a list, why don't you either give it to
Right,
Joyce or
but
to
I
me, and
also,
we'll,
you know, I wanted to speak about the village administrator position, a code enforcement position. I wanted to talk about,
a lot of that, should really be done in context of the budget and maybe a work session with everybody involved.
well, that's fine too. I just know last month I was told that.
Yeah, to bring it this month,
I
that's
could
fair.
bring
That's fair.
things.
We can start mulling it over.
Becky did bring up one point, that edging around there, Andy, is going back pretty
Yeah.
bad.
You know, the roofing, David had talked about, I wrote David down for some reason. You had talked about the roof.
Yeah, because it's
And-
got,
That's
and- and
that's
the
a capital
microphone
imp- that's a
issue,
capital
You
improvement.
know, it's been almost a year now, and I know we tried something, but it wasn't really working to, I think next year in the budget, we need to definitely address that, get a microphone so the public can speak down there, and the sheriff, and, you know, if the water clerk's here, they can all speak from there. And again, so then our committees don't have to come up here. Sometimes we squeeze in, sometimes we don't, but, I really do wanna see a microphone for that. And, I did ask last time about the sheriff's contract, and Courtney did send that along. It does go for one more year. It's not just till March of 2027. It's the following year, but there is a clause that if there's any adjustments, you can address those, or if you need to terminate a contract, you can 180 days, so that's 6 months out. I just wanted, you know, to talk a little bit about that as far as the budget goes as well. So, that's kind of some of my things I just wanna
Okay.
look at.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll bring a list to whatever meeting
Yeah.
you wanna have.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
if
thought-
some of them are actual work orders, I'd like to have the list sooner rather than later. So, I mean, staffing and sheriff's contracts, stuff like that, that's not a work order. But if there are repairs that need to be made, I want to see if we can do those right now and not.
Okay, I'll
If
give
we
you a
have
list of
2026 money, I'd rather use 2026 money than 27. So if you have things that you'd like us to do, certainly we can do them within reason.
Absolutely. I'll get that to you.
Those are good things to bring forward. The only thing I'm going to say is the underground water leaks is going to take a huge chunk of money. And that has to come first. And I don't know how much that's going to be, Andy, so we're relying on
I'm
you.
not wrong, like the water issues have to be addressed by the water revenue, not just the,
Well, again, I think I think we're doing a lot of this without looking at a budget. So
Right.
I think, I think a lot of that is speculation and of how much you want to allocate until you see what else is in the budget.
Yeah.
So I don't, we can certainly talk about things and approaches that we've been advised to take, and that's always good.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's all relative until you take a look at
Yeah.
what's actually
And I'm hearing
shaping
a
up
lot
for
of broken down
2027.
equipment. Now that we're doing park stuff, we have a lot of broken down equipment that needs replaced, not repaired.
The way that I would describe it is that we need a better capital improvement approach, because the stuff like a Kubota goes on a capital improvement plan. So that's a physical asset village would buy and needs to be saved up and allocated for. And unfortunately, we've worn all of them out. So they won't be, we've repaired as much as we possibly can repair on, for example, the Kubotas. So we also need to save for a tractor at some point, and we need to save for a new utility truck at some point. You know, again, all of these things are long-term, because they're very expensive, and they need to be saved up for.
Mayor, I got one question though. This slate, that was put on when this was originally, and I can remember, I used to be on my father's crew, we patched it 20 years ago, and I know it's on the edge because I could see where some of the ceiling tile.
Yeah.
So, is there any grant or anything we could get to do that?
No grants to do that. That is just a regular maintenance item. So I'll have to understand and have it inspected or what have you to determine to the extent of that. Some of what you're seeing up there is condensate from the HVAC system. It's not a roof leak, it's a condensate problem, and we already sort of know that, so.
Okay, thanks, Rick.
Okay, got me thinking budget, and I have a million things going through my mind.
Will the guys be bringing then again? I know last year the Kubota was on their wish list and it had to be axed because of different things. Will they be sending a wish list to you or to us or?
I will be submitting a wish list, yes. It won't look like that, it won't look quite like that, but it'll be a list of essentially supplies.
Remember, with funds bringing in from what we have already collected from Party in the Park, my hope is to perhaps purchase something used to help with the park. And we've discussed that. So just to let the finance committee know.
As in like drags or tractors or just equipment in general?
Yes,
Okay,
yes. We've already collected quite a bit, sum of money.
that's good.
So I'm hoping to relieve some of the village of that financial burden and help the park out with
That would
that.
be obviously a great use of those funds, and, you know, we use the living daylights out of them, so.
We
I mean,
do.
So
Well,
it's.
and also, we have discussed that we might have a partner who's willing to contract with us and help purchase equipment if we can help purchase attachments to the equipment. And that would benefit not only the village, but the community center, the American Legion, and Mason Park. So if we can partner with other resources, we can use our money to go even farther. So that I'm not at liberty to discuss much more of that because it's still in the discussion stages. And I want the mayor to be more involved with that, so, because he knows more about the equipment than I do. So, I'm just a messenger. So, anything else?
I'm done.
All right, it is 9:38 and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
The one thing I hope we can get is a tractor. That'd be nice. A good used one.